for me, I think there were certain parts where, or certain times where I scaled faster than I was ready to. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this offer. But it's like, no, do it. It's fine. You know, your people trust you. You're going to make a bunch of money. And it's like I scaled too fast, but I didn't have the infrastructure to uphold what I had built.
Yeah.
And so that could be really dangerous because that can affect your, it affects how you do your business. It affects your reputation. So I would say that's probably one of the things, just not trusting my own intuition of when I wanted to launch, what I wanted to launch, all of those things.
Back in the day, you remember that phase that coaches went through where we used to show our calendar filled all up and we on calls up.
Oh yeah,
you know,
booked and busy, the booked and busy phase.
That no shade at all because I love them. ET was grind. You got to get up early, stay up late.
Yeah.
You know that whole thing. So we all embraced that idea.
Mm-hmm.
When did you opt out? Like, nah, that's not it. And how'd you create that harmonious balance within yourself to feel comfortable and say, I know that there are times when it's time to clock in, I'm going to be fully present. But what I love that you're doing is you're treating yourself well. You're treating your clients well.
Yeah.
I'm treating my clients well, but I'm not treating myself well.
Yeah, you need to treat yourself well. But that's also the beauty of community where people could be like, bro, I need you to chill. Like, hey, we're going to take a trip or we're going to do this. Like, let's do something non-business related. I definitely think like when I first started, I worked a lot, but I don't think that I worked a lot out of the desire to hustle because I needed money. I think a lot of people get caught up in that maybe. It could be they've experienced actual poverty, so they have this poverty mindset of, I need to hustle because I got to get to the bag. By the grace of God, I've never really had that mindset because I've had my parents to be able to fall back on if I needed to. But when I've worked hard, it's because I really desire to do something. I really desire to accomplish doing something. So it's hard for me to say, like, when did I tap into, you know, wanting that freedom? It was just like, if I knew I was tired but something needed to be done, my brain thinks in systems.
We've got to pause right there because I'm in the giving mood. I decided to offer you a free gift, absolutely free. Now, I tell you all the time about turning your ideas into online income, but how am I going to tell you to do something and not provide the resource for it? There's so many questions that people have online about what should I post? How do I get my engagement up? How do I get people to click the link in my bio, buy from me? What should I sell? Whether it's an ebook, an online course, how much should I charge? How do I launch? How do I do a webinar? You see what I'm saying? So I decided to create a free training and give it to you that you can utilize to learn how to literally take the services that you do or the ideas you have and build a successful online company. Go to www.monetizewithmarcus.com, my gift to you. You're welcome.
So I think this needs to get done, but it doesn't need to get done by me, which is why I love delegating.
Yeah.
So I don't feel the pressure of me being the person to do it. And I think oftentimes people feel like they're more valuable if they're the one doing all of the hard work. I'm like, it's just valuable if it's getting done because my bank is going to look the same if it gets done, right? It doesn't necessarily need to be me.
So the thing that all of us entrepreneurs, well, I don't want to lump us all, most entrepreneurs struggle with is that whole delegation piece of trusting someone to do it in a way that you would do it similar to. So what would you say to that person that's kind of like, I know that someone else needs to do this, but man, it'll take me longer to teach them how to do it.
I know. No, I definitely actually understand that. So I would say first delegate the things that it's like mundane stuff that doesn't require a lot of genius. It just takes up a lot of time or mental capacity. So the first thing I delegated was like setting up a landing page. You know, I create checklists, which are essentially systems, right? A checklist is simply a system of how you want things to be done. So on the landing page, every landing page needs my headshot. Here's a folder of headshots. Every landing page needs my bio. Here's my bio. Every landing page needs my logo. Here's the logo. Once you give them all of the information, it's like they can set up the basic things. And that's just an example. But start delegating things that don't require your special sauce or your special touch or whatever. And keep the things that you feel like only you can do. You can keep that for yourself.
Wow. You should quit working for free. How did social media hire all of us to be their workforce? We're on the app posting videos, going live, creating reels. We do not get paid when we create content on social media. They do. by selling our content to advertisers. But how do you actually build an online business using social media? I want to break it down for you and give you access to it. There's 5 simple steps. I'll tell it to you in a few seconds. Step number 1 is client attraction. I'm going to show you how to actually attract clients that will happily pay you what you're offering. Step number 2, how to capture them. How do you get their emails? How do you get their phone numbers? How do you get them to show up to your event? Be on your Zoom calls. To what I refer to as client dating. It's where you nurture a relationship with people to get them to say yes to whatever you're offering. And I'm even going to show you what type of content to create that gives you brand visibility and brand recognition. I call it social media secrets. You get access wherever you're watching this video. You'll see it in the description and you'll see it beneath this. Let's get back to the episode. I can 100% see, and I'm sure others can, why you're so successful at what you do. It's the balance. It's the alignment. I always say success is not attainment, it's alignment, right? It's aligning with your core values. That works for you, right? The alignment of you and your clients, the level of emphasis of how you're able to help them. Here's what I would ask. What is that one thing that you say, man, and it's a 2-part question.
Okay.
The thing that you can look back and say, man, I got that wrong. And the thing that you can pinpoint, I got that right.
Man, if I could say if there's anything that I got wrong, it was not trusting my own voice or not trusting my own intuition. I think an example of that is, and it's so interesting because I love the idea of people getting coaches. I like hiring coaches and understanding that when you hire a coach, your coach is there to guide you with what you want to do. Right? So your coach is not there to necessarily tell you what you should be doing based on what their desires are, but telling you what you should be doing based on your desires, right? And they'll help to, stretch your mind and stuff like that. But for me, I think there were certain parts or certain times where I scaled faster than I was ready to. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this offer. But it's like, no, do it. It's fine. Your people trust you. You're going to make a bunch of money. And it's like I scaled too fast, but I didn't have the infrastructure to uphold what I had built.
Yeah.
And so that could be really dangerous because that can affect it affects how you do your business. It affects your reputation. So I would say that's probably one of the things, just not trusting my own intuition of when I wanted to launch, what I wanted to launch, all of those things. And the best thing I've done is, I think, again, listening to my intuition, listening to my body when I needed rest. Last year, by the grace of God, it was another $1 million year, but I feel like I probably worked for 7 or 8 months out of the year because I'm like, you know what? I just don't want to do anything. I don't have the mental capacity. I'm not spiritually there. I need to take a break. I'm not in a place to pour into a bunch of clients. And so taking a break so I could come back and feel 100% for my event and the clients that I'm serving now, it was so worth the break.
Wow.